Peace. Time to God. Time to God TV. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. So, first, I want to say this. I do not support or endorse that movie, The Woman King. And it's a lot of reasons why I don't. I don't like the message that they tried to portray in the movie. And also, the movie is just rewriting history. And that's number one and number two. The real reason why I made this video is it's a whole lot of white people trying to critique the movie over the fact that it's rewriting history, right? And it's just so ironic that white people is upset that this movie is rewriting history because white historians have been rewriting history for hundreds, thousands of years. For thousands of years, they have been rewriting history. Whitewashing history, stealing history. I mean, we still teach in school today that Christopher Columbus discovered America. That's clearly a lie. Clearly, it's a rewrite of history. But they're mad about this movie because it's rewriting history. The Dahomey tribe, historically, they were not fighting against slavery. They were fighting to continue to sell other tribesmen into slavery. That's just a fact. This movie is rewriting that, and it is trying to sell black people this image of a hyper masculine female. The black community already has an issue with masculine women. So now you're trying to oversell it. You want to put the nail in the coffin in the black community to give birth to these hyper masculinized black women. We already have an issue with that. I don't like the fact that this movie is trying to permeate that even further. I don't like that shit, man. So I'm just gonna keep it funky on that. And so that's why I don't support the movie. Originally, I was gonna take my my daughter to go see that movie, but then I thought about it and changed my mind. I really cannot understand how it's so many videos on YouTube of white fact checkers, white historians, white history bloggers, they all on YouTube and they got their panties in a bunch that this movie is rewriting history. And if you look at the history of Europe, the history of America, the history of the Greeks and the Romans, it is riddled with instances of whitewashing and historical thefts and history rewrites. White people want you to believe that they are the originators of the Egyptian society, the Egyptian culture, the everything great about Egypt. They want you to believe that it's because of them, when that's the furthest thing from the truth. The reality is that the Greeks educated, not the Greeks, I'm sorry, the Egyptians educated the Greeks. They went there to get education. So how could they be the father of anything when they went to this place to learn? Right? Alexander the Great burnt the libraries of Egypt. But not until his people took the information that they wanted, the scribes that they wanted, and acclimated it into their society. So you have two historical situations where Greeks and Romans either went to Egypt to get education or they stole the knowledge from Egypt. it's like there's so many instances of situations where I could mention about how white people historically have stolen or learned from people of color and then changed the history to make it seem as if that wasn't the case. So for you know, it's real. It's interesting how this attempt to minimize slavery in general, to minimize the impact of slavery, to minimize the white involvement in slavery is real interesting. How that's trying to they're using this movie. They're using this movie to minimize white involvement in slavery. They're trying to make it all about how the Africans sold each other into slavery and not about how Europeans went over there and just kidnapped and took folks. Like they're trying to change the narrative. It's real crazy, man. They're already showing in school books how it was in. They don't want to call it slavery no more. They're trying to put other titles on it, and it's just interesting how all of that was going on, and then now this movie comes, and now this movie is being used as a scapegoat to place the blame on Africans instead of the Europeans. It's I don't know, man. It's deep. But I'm out, man. Comments below. Let's talk about it. Time to God TV. Peace.